Buenos dias, mi gente. Welcome to Monday Music Mantras, where we start off our week with music and a mantra that'll change that gloomy Monday morning frequency to an energized station. So how was your week since last Monday? Did you get to stay on the right station, in tune with your superpower? Were you able to create a new trigger to keep you in tune? Well, if you did, celebrate that. Absolutely celebrate that and share with our community. Tell us how you were able to do that so we can encourage one another. So speaking of our community, on our Your Mantra Song Facebook page, one of our members, Tom, who I knew from high school, which means that we grew up with the same music, he asked me to use Kool and the Gang's Celebration song for a Monday music mantra. And at first I was thrilled to get the suggestion. After all, that's exactly what this channel was created for, right? It was for the community. And I did ask for songs that move you. But then I thought about it and it turned into one of those now what now moments. And in that moment, I'll confess, I felt a little conflicted. I was hearing people say to me, don't you see what's going on and you want us to celebrate? So I had to sit with that for just another moment. And then I was flooded with all the reasons why we should be celebrating. Well, first, I do want to recognize that today is a unifying holiday. We can all celebrate that. But please hold on to that thought just for a moment. I'll get back to that, okay? So my initial thought was actually more personal from about 3 years ago. You see, it was my family. We were overwhelmed with intense grief. But in a moment that came from nowhere, my cousins and my sister, we were given a reason for intense laughter. You know, that kind where we even had trouble breathing and oh my God, the tears. But they were tears of laughter. And it doesn't even matter why we were laughing, but in that moment was just a gift. It was a gift to celebrate. And did it remove the grief? Absolutely not. It actually even offended some in the family who thought we shouldn't be laughing because we were grieving. Well, whatever. But what that taught me was that we can always take a moment to celebrate, even in our darkest moments. Not to minimize or to ignore the events causing the grief, but to just put that anger or that grief on a shelf for just a moment, right? To allow us to pause, to reboot, to recharge, to become stronger or smarter, to be able to deal with the events that we left waiting for us on the shelf. Look, they're not going anywhere. We can grab them and own them again when we're ready. Well, then just last Wednesday, a bunch of my friends from One World Spiritual Center, we met with Brian Perry on Zoom, and it was a follow-up to our Sunday service. Actually, I'll leave that link below so you can check it out. It was a really great service. Well, our chat moved to the event at our Capitol, and Brian said that his father told him, don't waste a crisis. And we talked about that. What does that even mean? Don't waste a crisis. So my friends and I discovered that in a moment of crisis, we may learn new skills or new thought process. We can expand our basic reality toolbox. We may even find new friends. And there may come a point where we end up having to empty out all our resources. We end up having to surrender. But then that's when we give opportunity for grace to enter our lives and give us what we need. So in the end, we realize that we're actually stronger than we thought. Melanie Eyre said, we don't sign up for it. It's just life. But we come out better. In Spanish, we say, no hay mal que por bien no venga. Literally, there's no bad that's not followed by a good outcome. Well, we might be in so deep in that storm that all we hear is that scratchy record. We can't even see anything beyond our storm, or we can't hear a melody. But it reminds me of what Wayne Dyer used to say. It's not about see it to believe it. No, you need to believe it, and then you'll see it. So as sure as we are that the sun is right there, right behind the storm clouds, so is the flip side to our scratchy record. So as it turns out, it's then about how do we want to show up? Because it's our choice. It's always our choice. So now let's turn our attention again to this specific day. In honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., today's a day of service, representing his legacy of democracy, justice, hope, and love. So in service, we can celebrate the blessing that we can be to others in their service. Okay, so how about we bring this all together now? We're going to gift ourselves a moment to ignite our love superpower from week 1, pull out the trigger that we created on week 2, and then for this week, we embrace our blessings and we celebrate them, right? What can we celebrate despite the messes that are around us? Whether we can see it or not, whether it exists or we're in the belief of what's to come. What blessings will we create so that then we can celebrate them? So mi gente, with no guilt or any weirdness, just gift yourself a moment for this week's Monday music mantra. A moment to celebrate and be open to the possibility to find more moments in our week to keep us in tune to that station. The gift of belief that there's a lot to celebrate. So this week's mantra, bring your good times and your laughter too. We're going to celebrate and party with you. Yes, the rest of the song will sing back to you. So enjoy, at least for this moment. Then make it a marvelous Monday. Enjoy a wonderful week. Hit that like button if this resonates with you. Share with a friend or 2 or 3. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know how your week is going. Then come back next Monday for another mantra to groove out your week. Until then, bring your good times and your laughter too. We're going to celebrate and party with you. This is Maria Terc with this week's Monday Music Mantras. Thanks again to my friend Tom for the song challenge, to use this song, to feel this song, and for giving me another reason to celebrate. Now I'm happy to present DJ Danny Dee with a Brazilian version of Kool and the Gang's Celebration. Just so you know, not all the lyrics are featured, but check out the link below for the entire original song. Remember to hang on afterwards to stay on this frequency and stay in touch.